Alright, hello everybody. Here we are with probably one of the most important food plants of the land here. We're here in beautiful Calgary, Alberta, right along the river valley, where these Saskatoon berries are growing in wild abundance. It's amazing, and they're at their most delicious right now. They're at their peak of sugar production. They're starting to turn a little wrinkly, but for me, this is my favorite time to pick them because I'm going to be preserving these for later anyway. Well, these berries were so important for the people living in this land, the Blackfoot people. And what I've heard is that each living person, to survive the winter here, they need to gather 100 pounds of dried berries per person per winter to survive. So it was a really important part of their seasonal activities to be foraging large quantities of these. And the people here were nomadic, and they would travel super far. Well, they would travel essentially all the way to like Saskatchewan, and especially, well, they were going to hunt for bison there, but on the way back in the fall, they would go and visit all their favorite berry patches. So they traveled to, well, across the whole province looking for the very best place to pick these. Well, a few things nobody really knows and realizes about Saskatoon berries, and it's one of the important things when you go and look, into how the indigenous people use these plants, the ethnobotany. And one of the favorite ways to use Saskatoon berries was not as a sweet thing like we know it. Actually, the Saskatoon berries themselves were the sweetness for the people here, but essentially one of the favorite things to do with Saskatoon berries when they were dried was to add them into soup. So you'd get this deep, blood red, rich, beautiful broth for soup with these berries. It's awesome to try them in a savory way like that. The other really important thing they do with these Saskatoon berries is make pemmican. So pemmican is essentially 1 part Saskatoon berry, 1 part dried bison meat, and you can make this with any kind of animal, but the important thing is you had 1 part to that of fat. So for me, I've tried making pemmican, and for the fat, what I did, I just boiled up a big pot of bison bone broth, and then I put it in the fridge, and this big layer of fat solidified, and I mixed that with my pounded dried berries and pounded dried meat, and it was actually super yummy power food to give you a lot of energy to do all sorts of wild things. Well, I guess another important thing about the Saskatoon berry that people don't realize is that the leaf can be used for tea it's just like raspberry leaf, where the leaf tea of Saskatoon berry makes actually this amazing, glorious, mineralizing tea. So the leaves were usually picked, well, you want to pick them when they're looking good here. We're getting towards the end of August here, and they're starting to kind of wilt, but yeah, Saskatoon leaf tea for minerals is pretty awesome.